All right. Hey, Mr. Macapella, how are you doing today?
Pretty good. Today was a pretty good day.
Oh, good, good. I know it's exciting, and I'm happy it's Friday. The day we all look forward to. So thank you so much for doing this video with me. So I want to talk about how I can help you with some like classroom management stuff. I know that you mentioned that you were interested in doing something similar to what Mr. Reynolds was doing with the box and the groups with the different tissue boxes and stuff like that. So I definitely want to help you like set that up.
Thank you.
But first I want to talk about like what is most important to you. Like what is the priority for you like in the classroom? Like what are the behaviors maybe that you're not seeing that you want to see, or what are the most behaviors that are preventing you from like getting teaching or doing the flow of your class? Like what is most important to you?
I deal with these students who have a lot of play in them, and they are not focused on what it is that I'm trying to teach, and so they're easily distracted by anything, by an interruption in the classroom, whether it be an announcement, whether it be another teacher or student coming to the room, and those are just natural things that happen, but they don't know how to turn it on, turn it off. They struggle with that. So being able to manage them and being able to eliminate some of those other distractions is going to be one of the most helpful things. Trying to say, okay, here's a pencil sharpener that I have for you guys. Don't raise your hand just if you need to sharpen your pencil. Just go sharpen your pencil. But then invariably when one goes, then 8 of them have to go. Or if one needs to go get a drink of water because they may be coughing, then 17 of them need to go. Or the same thing with the bathroom. So a lot of followers, a lot of that childish, kiddish behavior that sometimes distracts them, many times I'm saying otherwise, distracts them from their instruction. And so being able to balance that has been a bit of a conundrum, trying to make sure that those kids that can handle it and move on get the opportunity to grow and learn how to problem solve, how to manage their time, things like that, without having to be told, go get this, pick this up. Okay, get on your laptop. This is where we go. The same routine. They struggle with that. I don't know if they're used to being directed constantly at home or from first grade teachers. Yeah, granted, they're only 7 years old, but there's certain things by now they should know how to do. They should know that we've said since August, you don't have to sharpen, you don't have to raise your hand, sharpen your pencil. The directions are clearly on the board. What you are to do, where you're supposed to go. What am I supposed to do now? Baby, what does it say you're supposed to do? And then another problem is that their reading level is so low that simple directions, that they have the same directions every single day, they're struggling to maintain or to know what to do. So it makes management in the classroom just an everyday struggle.
Yeah, no, I can understand that. So basically, I'm just gonna like paraphrase what you said just to make sure like we're both on the same page and I'm understanding. So it's like you want the ones that are more independent to be more independent and to be able to grow and move on. And then, but you don't want the rest of them to be followers, or you want them to really have to, if you really have to go to the bathroom, go to the bathroom, but not everyone needs to go to the bathroom.
Everybody doesn't need to go right now.
Everyone doesn't need water just because one person asked for water. And also remembering the directions, like to remember that you can go up to the pencil sharpener. You don't need to raise your hand. You don't need to bother me while I'm in small groups.
Exactly. Exactly.
And remembering the routine of the daily activities, because I know that you pretty much do the same thing every day. It's very structured. The Core 95 is the same thing every day. The Hegarty's is the same thing. The centers are the same thing. But they're not seeming to remember those daily
Where
routines.
to go, who goes,
Yes,
and what to do. Excuse me. So, I don't know how to fix that.
yeah. Well, I have some ideas, and I
Okay.
think that we can definitely fix them with some easy like tweaks. So one thing I'm thinking that we can do is, and I actually think I have a copy of it that I can get for you. There's some like general signals, like if you need water or like the hand signals or whatever. So we could print those out and post them in the front of the classroom, and we can teach them. Like if you need water, this is your signal for this. If you need it's like 4 different things. I think Miss Mins has it in her room. That the kids are usually able to catch on pretty quickly. And we can work on also like teaching them, those procedures, going through those every day. And then that is like kind of a nonverbal way that they can communicate with you, and you could just give a head nod. There's no like really back and forth that needs to be done.
Right, and that's what I need to work on, so that when I do have small groups, when I do have intervention time, that I'm not interrupted, that I can devote my time to these kids that are by my table, and the rest of them can go through what they need to do, that life will go on.
Right. I also think that we could, since you do have some that you have said are able to be independent, we can give them some more responsibility, like be the center captain. And
Right.
so if someone has a question, they go to them. And that is the only person that ever talks to you, because that's the person that like they can tell the person, no, you need to go sit down, no, you need to get back to work, or they can help them, and then that eliminates them bothering you.
Yeah.
And then if there's if that person really doesn't know, they're the only person that comes to talk to you, and they're usually a kid that can communicate in a very easily way. So it's like, so you're not having everyone, and everyone knows that that's the person that they go to. And
My only fear is making that child responsible for what the other children should know or ready to do. And I get that, and I welcome that. I just remember when I was that kid.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember when I had to tell so-and-so and so-and-so, such and such and such, tell my teacher, well, so blah, 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 needs to do this, this, and this, and this. Or go put that away. Go sharpen your pencil. Pick up your headphones. Plug in your headphones. Because we all don't need to hear the story. That kind of thing.
And they won't, and I don't think we should ask them to manage the others. It's just if they need help, that's who they go to. And it's someone that we could rotate out too. That doesn't have to be the person for the whole year.
Yeah. Okay.
And also it might just help with remembering the routines, and then you might not need that person anymore. So just to kind of get them started, but still hold them accountable of we're not going to have this person forever. So,
I like to see that get started. Yeah.
So we could, just to kind of help get everyone in routines. I also think we can pull up the class PBIS points, and we can post it on the board. And so in between maybe your rotations of small groups, you could do a check and be like, oh my gosh, I love how whoever is on task being quiet, they're moving. You can just give them their PBIS points, and sometimes the sound
is enough
to get everyone, and then you're not fussing.
Yeah.
So you can, I would focus on the kids that are doing the right thing first and see who follows.
It's funny you say that, because today oh, excuse me, hair. That was one of the things that I purposed today to make sure that I'm not fussing, I'm not leaving here absolutely exhausted
Yeah.
and just spent. And I really gave praise to those that were doing what they already know to do. And the other ones kind of chimed in and kind of followed. So, and the end of the day is really when it gets real funky. But today was really kind of a relaxed afternoon. And so it went very well.
Yeah.
You know, the computer cart, I still have a few who still struggle to plug in their device. Even though they see everybody else doing it, they kind of fumble through it, or they just don't have it within them to know, oh, this is how I do it. You know.
Now, one thing I had when I was in the classroom is I had someone who was in charge of making sure now they didn't necessarily have to plug in everyone's computers, but they made sure that all the computers were plugged in at the end of the day.
I've done that with older kids. I have not done that with my second graders.
You know, and it's like, I mean, and the way I did jobs in my classroom is kind of like real life. Not everyone can apply for the same job. And it's and like it's in the sense of like fair is not equal. Fair is everyone getting what they need to be successful. So if you struggle plugging in your laptop, you're not going to be in charge of technology because that's just not your strong suit. And I would do jobs at the beginning of the week, and I did spend a lot of time doing those jobs, but it really helped manage the behavior because everyone had something to do. Now, they could get their job taken away because in real life, you can get
that
fired.
That does happen.
You know, if you don't do your job, then you'll get it taken away. But the kids usually like jobs, and it also gives them more buy-in to the classroom. They feel like more part of the classroom. So I can help you, and we could just start off with a couple of jobs.
Right.
You know,
right.
like a few, like 4 jobs, the most important jobs. Like you want to make sure all the computers are plugged in at the end of the day. And I guarantee you there's someone that would love to check all those computers to make sure they're plugged in.
I do have in mind, I have a couple little girls who would be really, really good at that. They're pretty much the ones who just naturally just do it anyway.
Right.
I do have some who, Miss Marpella, you want me to, straighten up the room a little bit? And I'm like, yeah, go right on ahead. So I do have jobs. There's the teacher helper. There is the official class, God bless you. So that I don't have a chorus of when somebody's sneezing. God bless you, God bless you.
Oh, goodness.
This is the only one
Oh,
who gets
that's
to
so funny.
to bless everyone. And that's it.
Oh, that's so funny. Oh.
And I've done that for a couple of years. And they've applied for that job.
Yeah. And I think it is motivating for behavior, to say, like, I'm looking for kids that are that doing their best so you can have a job. And
Right.
You can always be like, I'm looking to add more jobs, but we have to master the few that we have first. And because, like, you don't want to be overwhelmed with, like, 100 jobs.
Right.
So it's kind of like you could add 1 or 2 as you go. Like, once a month, we could add a new job, And that could help. I don't know. One thing I did during centers is like that's when I let them go to the bathroom. But I had a bathroom. And I actually have a copy that I could get you. It's a bathroom log, and someone was in charge of the bathroom log.
Okay.
They kept the bathroom log on their desk. They had a pencil, and because then you see, okay, you have been to the bathroom 5 times. We're having a conference with mom. Because then you have your own record. Because you probably have someone that will make sure they sign in and they just write their name. Oh, goodness. Sorry, gotta stand up. There we go. They'll make sure, and then, they'll make sure that only one person at a time is going to the bathroom.
Right.
And then really, no one should have to go to the bathroom after centers. Because I used to be like, that's your time to go to the bathroom. Because that's a kind of a time where, okay, people are doing different things. It's not a whole group. It's not Heggerty's. It's not like this tier 1 instruction that you have
You have to be here.
You have to be here.
You can't interrupt.
Like, so
instruction.
I made that a time where you could go to the bathroom, but I made a responsible person that, because you have some bossy ones that would be like, no, you know what I mean? Like, go sit down. And you kind of use their strengths for your benefit.
Again, using their strengths, yeah.
You know, because, you know, it really does help. And then it relieves you to focus on your small groups.
Right. Yeah, I need to be able to do that with a lot more frequency.
Yeah. And I think another thing, I think like in between when your rotations, just doing a quick like PBIS points.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm checking in, and I mean 30 seconds. You know, it doesn't have to be long. Because then they'll start to kind of, I know when I'm transitioning, and that will help you. Because they're going to want to move quickly. They're want to be in their spot so they can get the PBIS points.
And I need to do that. I need to remember to do that.
And you can write, like, we can make you a sticky note, you know. Like, I have sticky notes all over my desk of reminders. So it's just like, it's a quick, you don't have to get up. You check, and even if you don't have it displayed, even if they hear the ding.
Yeah, and they really respond to that.
Yeah, and then they'll all start, I need to get to that. So I think those are some things that we can do, like small little tweaks. Now I'm going to get with Mr. Reynolds to give me the copy of his dollars so we can like put your face on it and like print them out and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And come up with like, you know, what you want to do as their rewards and stuff like that. It doesn't have to be anything like costly even. You know, it could be 5 minutes of games at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You know, that doesn't cost anything. The group that has, you know, whatever many dollars we want to make, you know, can get free computer time. You know, something like that. So it doesn't have to be like costly, I think. Yes, let's see.
So we're going to start this on Monday.
Yeah, well, I'm going to start getting this stuff together on Monday,
Okay.
But I'm definitely going to print you out the hand signals, because the hand signals helped me a lot. Like, the kids knew the hand signals so well that they were doing it in my partner's classroom, and she didn't know what they were doing. They were like... Because they knew, because I was like, I don't respond to talking. Like, go, and then because they have the visual, I would point, go look at the chart and show me. And it would
remind them that visual
So
chart.
it's like, and they don't have to read to see that. Because it's like a picture of like whatever they want with the hand signals. So they don't have to read. You don't have to worry about that. And they'll pick that up. And the biggest thing is you have to remember to say, no, you need to look. That's the hard part.
Gotcha.
Because then you're reinforcing them to just continue shouting out. And that's the hard part. It's like, remember, nope, let's go look at our, you know, our hand signals, is kind of like the way I did it. And
I'm
then
looking forward to it.
Yeah, and I'll get that printed out, and I'll help you post those up. I'll print those out for you, because it sometimes like helps to just have things that are very simple and very straightforward, especially with our population, with their deficits and all the things that they're missing. Making stuff that's like very clear, and like there is no. Like, it's...
And there's no wiggle room.
There's no wiggle room.
This
is it. Like, you can do this with your hand. Like, you know, like, we're not asking you, you know. It's like when I'm asking the kids to follow along. You can follow along. Like, I'm not asking you to read.
Right.
I'm not, like, you know. So, and just, like, adding in those PBIS points as much as possible.
As much as possible, yeah.
Because it really does, like, work, and... Luckily, you know, the dinging usually like gets more. Now you're always going to have, you know, those outliers that are, you know, you're always going to have a few that are just going to be your tough cookies. But usually, with the PBIS points, you're able to get at least the kids to respond, and you're being more positive. You're not stressing yourself out, and then you have other kids that are automatically, like you said, you've already seen it today, like
Yeah. Oh,
responding
yeah.
to it.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Because it really is just like a mind change to change like the wording to a more positive. It's not like the expectation has changed, but when you go for, instead of like, oh look, you know, blah 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 is not doing it, instead of saying, oh my gosh, I love how Joy's sitting in her seat, she's ready to go, I'm gonna give her some PBIS points, then you're hitting both at the same time.
Right. Yeah.
Without
and I
fussing.
just have to remember to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just need to remember to do that.
But I have like, I can make you sticky notes. Like I have sticky notes everywhere, and have to be reminded myself of things. And, you know, just give yourself grace too, because like it's a lot. We're all under a lot, you know, and no one is perfect and we're all humans. So just but you do need to take care of yourself. And I think like getting the behavior under the control will leave you with more energy at the end of the day. Because the kids are the ones that should go home tired.
Exactly.
Not us. Like, you know, they're the ones, like, that's why I was so heavy on jobs, because I was like, this is y'all's classroom. Like, y'all were going to run it, you know. And maybe you have someone that keeps the pencil sharpener at their desk. That could be,
That's a thought,
you know,
yeah.
and they are the person that goes, you know, so then it's not even
up here.
It's not even up here to ask you.
Yeah.
Like, you already know where it is. Oh, what's her name has it today. Like, she's in charge of the pencil sharpener, so if you need, you know, of course you don't want to make it a child, you know, you want to ask them if they want that job and stuff like that. But usually there's someone in the classroom that wants.
That's an idea. I hadn't really even thought about that. Thank you.
Yeah,
I
so
will make sure that I keep that out so that I remember.
Yeah,
That's
so
a job. First job, Monday morning.
yeah, easy peasy, and then that's out of your way. It's not disturbing your small groups with the noise, and they're not like, oh, Mr. Macapella, because it's not even around you. It's around someone else. They can go bother someone else. You know?
We'll try that. We will definitely try that on Monday.
So just those little things can sometimes and sometimes it's just hard. You need someone else to kind of think out of the box for, you know, because like I've been like where I'm like, oh, I don't know what to do about this situation. Just like brainstorming with other people. You're like, oh, that's a good idea. So yeah, so we can start with that. And then I'll get the stuff with Mr. Reynolds and we'll get I'll talk more about that. So I was thinking we would do, because these are basically the rules of the classroom.
Right.
So we have leaders, integrity, ownership, noble citizen, and safety. So I think when we start the group contingency, that's like kind of the official name of what Mr. Reynolds doing on a more like statistical way, I guess. But focus on one, sorry, I'm drawing a blank.
Heading.
One rule.
Okay.
Like one rule a week, or like one rule for a couple of days, and like what does a leader look like in the classroom, you know, and going over these rules maybe in the morning with the kids. Like, this is what a leader looks like. They're a good listener. They're always giving their best effort. And you could be like, I'm looking for leaders today. That's who's getting PBIS points today. Is who is like being a leader, not a follower.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
And then
and I have that and I haven't used it. And that's a good way to use it.
Yes. So you can just say or these couple of days, I'm looking for the leaders, and I'm giving PBIS points to people that are being leaders, because then that's motivating people to, oh, everyone has to go to the bathroom. That's not leaders. That's not being a leader. That's being a follower, you know. So just kind of, and then you don't have to focus on all of them at one time, and you can really hone in on what
are the most important ones for this room. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. So, and then at the end, we can have the kids sign something like a contract.
Gotcha.
Mr. Macapella's classroom contract, because we've taught all the rules. We've gone over them. We spent a couple of days on each one. You reinforced it with the PBIS points. And now we're all gonna sign our classroom contract. We can put it right here. And so they can, so like you're agreeing that you're gonna be
Be all
doing
of
these
those
things.
things. Yep.
Because I've already taught you them and I've given you the time to really like learn.
And practice.
And
Yeah.
practice. And just like, you know, it doesn't take long, like 30 seconds, just go over, you know, using technology responsibly. That's not, is that getting on games? And they'll be like, no, you know, like, is that playing with your friend? No, you know, like staying on task. That's getting to work right away. Let me see, who can get to work right away? You know, those types of things. And then you can be like, oh, I'm going to get PBIS points. And it only has to be 1 point. It's not like you have to give them like a ton of points.
Right.
And then within the PBIS platform, it has this already.
Exactly.
So all you have to do is click on leader for that day. So I think that we can start that on Monday. So we can
Absolutely.
start with like leaders and just really focus on being a leader.
What does a good leader look like?
Yeah.
And how is that going to be
in the
implemented
classroom.
Exactly.
Like, what does a leader look like during whole group? What does a leader look like during small group? You know, and then that will kind of remind you at each activity during the day to like stop for maybe 30 seconds and give some PBIS points.
Yeah. Okay.
And then you can even ask, like, once you've kind of reviewed this, you can start asking the kids, tell me what a leader is. I forgot, you know? And
what are some things that I should see?
yeah, what should I see? Like, what does that look like? What should we do? You know, and just kind of going over those. Probably the most important is like in centers, right?
Yeah.
Before you start centers. You know, remember, oh, this week we're working on being super leaders, and I'm looking, even though I'm with my small group, I'm going to be looking to see who's being a leader and not a follower. That means like, if you don't really have to go to the bathroom, are you going to ask to go to the bathroom? And they'll be like, no, you know. So I think that will be really good. And then they'll have a very clear expectation.
Expectation. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All
Good.
right. Well, I am going to stop the video, but thank you so much for